Week 7 of the fantasy baseball season. Here's a few hitters I look to buy and trade for this week. The first hitter, Willy Adames of the San Francisco Giants. Adames, he's having a horrible season, no doubt about it, to start the year under the Mendoza line, and he's not even hitting for power. So right now, you really could get him on a discount. The first 6-7 weeks of the year, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 12 runs scored, a 197 average, 236 on base, and a stolen base. In the last couple weeks, he's been even worse. 5 for 48 with a run and a stolen base for a 104 average and a 122 on base percentage. So Adames and this whole Giant offense, they're struggling mightily. One of the worst teams in all Major League Baseball is this Giant team. And they even called up some reinforcements. Bryce Eldridge from the minor leagues, McDonald in the rotation where he pitched well in last week's game, and the catcher Rodriguez as well. So they definitely shaking things up a little bit over there is the San Francisco Giant team. And right now, they need Willy Adames to get going, and he's been dropped down in the lineup. He was leading off early in the season. Now he's batting 6. May 1st at Tampa, 1 for 3. May 2nd at Tampa, 0 for 4. May 3rd at the Rays, 1 for 4. May 4th versus the Padres, 1 for 4 with a stolen base. So right now, this Giant offense is struggling mightily. Willy Adames, no, we know he's a good power hitter. So if he gets the power up and let's say finishes the year hitting 220, 230, you'll still take it. And also as well, we know shortstop isn't a great position in fantasy baseball, so he's definitely a hitter who's way below the Mendoza line and a buy low candidate this week. The next hitter, Fernando Tatis Jr. of the San Diego Padres. So Tatis Jr., he hasn't even hit a home run yet so far this season. The stolen bases, I like though, 9 so far in the year. Batting average is okay for him, 252 with a 324 average, 13 RBIs and 12 runs scored. But the last couple weeks, he really hasn't done much at all. No homers and RBI, 3 stolen bases, 3 runs scored, a 250 average and 292 on base percentage. So Tatis, I don't think his power as well is just gonna, disappear just like that. He hit 25 home runs last season. We know we don't play full seasons. Tatis, he's good for at least 1 or 2 IL stints per year, but they got to get him going. And right now, he's still batting second in this lineup. Qualifies at second base as well, where he's been playing there a lot, but it is a little concerning. The power numbers are at nothing for Tatis, but this is the best time to go out there and buy him low, because in the hotter summer months, these sluggers really get going and they could go on a tear. May 1st versus the White Sox, 3 for 3, a run, a stolen base. May 2nd versus the White Sox, 0 for 4. May 4th at the Giants, 0 for 4 in that game. So like I said, Tatis, he can't get the power going. He's not driving in a lot of runs early in the season, and this is a perfect time for fantasy owners to get him, because like I said, he's on a nice discount, and if he goes on a tear, you would have to pay the premium price for him. Next hitter, Trey Turner of the Philadelphia Phillies. So Turner and his Philly team, very slow out of the gate, obviously. They fired Rob Thompson, and now they're back on track a little bit, winning 6 out of 7 with Don Mattingly as the manager. On the year, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, 21 runs scored, 3 stolen bases, a 236 average, and a 296 on base percentage. So Trey Turner, if he's not getting on base, successful category, he's not going to give fantasy owners, where he's only got 3 stolen bases. We had 36 last year, even though I think that's a little bit fluky. The power numbers about where they're going to be for Turner, where he'll hit 15, 20 home runs per season. And RBI-wise as well, he's not going to have a lot of RBIs batting leadoff. Obviously, it's Turner. April 30th versus the Giants in a doubleheader, 2 for 9, homer and RBI, 2 runs scored. May 2nd at the Marlins, 0 for 4. May 3rd at the Marlins, 1 for 5 with a run. And May 4th at the Marlins in that one, 0 for 4 in that ball game. So like I said, Trey Turner, he's going to have to get things going a little bit for this Philadelphia Philly team. But like I said, this Philly team definitely rejuvenated with the manager change. And Trey Turner, he could be a big part of it, where he could score a lot of runs, steal some bases, and he's going to have the power. Like I said, I'm not worried about that. 15, 20 home runs, still definitely a possibility this season. And now with Athletics coming up to start this series, I think Trey Turner and this offense could get better, where this pitching staff for the Athletics isn't all that great. So this week, a buy low hitter. Next hitter, Kyle Tucker of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So Tucker finally hit a home run in yesterday's game, where he was on a drought with that, but still numbers are way down on the year. 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, 24 runs scored, a 242 average and a 352 on base percentage in his first season for the Los Angeles Dodgers. In the last 2 weeks, really hasn't done much. A homer, 5 RBIs, 8 runs scored, a 220 average, a 286 on base percentage. So this Dodger offense, believe it or not, few guys struggling right now. We know Shohei Ohtani, he's off to a slow start with the bat, but it just takes him a week or two to get a lot of stats and get back on track. Andy Pages, he's definitely slowed down after he was on a tear in the first 3-4 weeks of the season, but Kyle Tucker, he really hasn't gotten into the groove. And I know coming off a home run versus one of his former teams at the Astros could get him going in yesterday's game, but still I think you could get him on a bit of a discount. May 1st at the Cardinals, 0 for 2 in RBI. May 2nd at the Cardinals, 1 for 4 a run. May 3rd at the Cardinals, 1 for 5 a run. And like I said in yesterday's game, May 4th at the Astros, 2 for 5 a homer, 2 RBIs in that game. So Tucker, we know he's a professional hitter. He got a huge money contract this offseason, making $60 million a year for this Dodger team, and he just got to get acclimated a little bit more and get used to it. But I think right now he could get things going for this Dodger team and fantasy owners. And right now, well, his numbers aren't impressive at all. He's a buy low hitter this week, and the final hitter, Brent Rooker of the Athletics. So Brent Rooker, we know he's a 25-30 home run power guy. We know he missed some time early in the season with injury, but he's off to a horrible start, and he's already been back on the year. 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, 7 runs scored, 2 stolen bases, a 162 average, and a 234 on base percentage in the last 2 weeks since he's back. 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored, a 185 average, and a 214 on base. I know Rooker throughout his career, his batting average has fluctuated where we've seen some 220, 230 hitting seasons, but last year was a big year for him, 262 with the 30 homers, 89 RBIs. So maybe he's still not 100% as Brent Rooker since he's been back in the lineup about 2 weeks now. April 29th versus the Royals, 0 for 4. May 1st versus the Guardians, 2 for 5 a homer, 3 RBIs. May 2nd versus the Guardians, 2 for 4 a run. And May 3rd versus the Guardians, 1 for 5 with an RBI. So maybe he's starting to get things going a little bit, is Brent Rooker. But like I said, it takes a little bit of time at times to get back from injury and get back on track. But we know he's a legit 25-30 home run guy, is Brent Rooker. He's done it for a few seasons now. We know he plays in a minor league ballpark, which obviously is a big plus, especially as the weather's going to warm up even more over there in Sacramento, where that ball really carry. And now he starts a 3-game set at Philly, which is obviously a bandbox, and those balls fly out of that yard as well. And even Camden Yards is a decent hitter's park as well. So this week, it definitely could be a breakout week for Brent Rooker. And like I said, coming off injury and slow out of the gate so far, definitely a buy low hitter this week. You could get on a discount, so that's a few hitters I look to buy and trade for Week 7 of the fantasy baseball season.